One of the most efficient port terminals in the world, Richardson's North Vancouver terminal was consistently operating beyond its maximum capacity, shipping more than 3 million metric tons of grains and oilseeds each year. Driven by significant company growth and increased demand from global markets, the terminal was pushed to its operating limits.
Over the last few years, we've grown our footprint in terms of origination across Western Canada quite significantly. And this is a critical part of that whole pipeline. The timeliness and the efficiency of this port is critical to the success of our overall operation on the grains side of things for our customers both back on the prairies and overseas.
Well, the rationale for expanding the terminal in Vancouver was we were the smallest operator in the Port of Vancouver from a storage capacity. And we know with our growth within Richardson is we needed to solidify our fobbing capacity on the West Coast. We needed to find ways to ensure that, the West Coast did not become a limitation to our growth.
We spent practically the better part of 2 years in pre-planning the project to start with, between both Richardson's and FWS, to come up with the ultimate concept.
In 2012, preparations began as Richardson upgraded and enhanced the rail yard and receiving system at its Vancouver terminal to handle and process rail cars more efficiently.
We're slip forming 2 new 40,000 metric ton annexes.
You have to bring concrete trucks in, trucking in all the employees on different shifts, and then working around literally behind you with rail cars behind you and a road in front.
We had very little land to work with here, so that created a lot of challenges that we don't typically have in the prairies.
You've got to be on your feet 24/7 on a slip form operation. You've got to anticipate things, you've got to have the right people in place.
This one was particularly suspenseful because it's right up against the main elevator. And of course, there's so many different variables in a situation like this with a big operating plant handling a lot of grain. Our concern, of course, was that something could happen that would somewhat interrupt that process.
It's all about communication and ensuring the safety of all those employees and staff, and as well as the contractors that were on site.
Obviously a lot of challenges building in this environment, so you needed a very collaborative approach to make it successful. Though I think one of the most creative solutions we come up with was the implementation of a large barge crane. By using this barge crane, we could use the water, which we had directly adjacent to our construction site, as an area to lift construction materials onto the project.
We were able to completely assemble the large components off-site to the point of where we were able to install the mechanical components inside the structural towers and crane up one completed unit, machinery and all. And that was really the game changer for the whole project.
I'm extremely proud of our team. My team includes not only the people in Winnipeg and the pipeline, but especially people on the ground that had to live through this experience for three years and a bit.
We virtually built this facility on a matchbox, and there wasn't enough space for us to really practically build the structure. It's a tremendous accomplishment for everybody who was involved.
And by completing this annex, we've now created the most efficient terminal on the West Coast, and it completes our pipeline.
We know it's a growing world. We know the population is growing, the demands for food are growing, and people are going to be looking at Canada to source those requirements from. And having this expansion complete, it allows us to ensure that we remain a good partner to both our producer customers as well as our customers around the globe.
And so timeliness of expectation and predictability is the important thing for us. Being able to manage logistics from the interior position, bring vessels in, coordinate those two effectively, process grain, doing all that in a very, very timely and a very time-constrained fashion is the key for us. Great for our clients and great for all concerned. So really impressive and very impressed by the contractors, by our staff, and by all the people involved.